So Ruth mentioned in her presentation about how digital was all about real readers, and of all of the social things available to us, video calling in terms of events is a really important one in terms of real people. Recent advert for Skype, the video calling service, which highlights this. It's all about the human aspect of what you're doing. And some of the other benefits of Skype, it's completely free, which we all love, obviously. Incredibly easy to use, despite what people think. Easy to download. It's a touch of a button, you don't even need to put a number in. No travel involved, saving time and money, which we all need more of. Calls recorded and footage used elsewhere, which I think is quite important. It means that it's not just about the event itself, you can keep on promoting it afterwards as well. It makes the author directly accessible to readers, which is publishers and library groups, is such a brilliant thing that we're able to do nowadays. It's a real face-to-face conversation, creates reader loyalty, and what I find is that it's particularly useful for introducing debut authors to readers who wouldn't necessarily get an audience, which relates to the project that I'm going to go on to speak about. Just as an aside, this wasn't something that I used in the project that I'm going to speak about, but Skype's also brilliant for conference calling, so it's no longer just a one-to-one conversation, it's a one-to-many conversation. You can have so many different people involved, which opens up opportunities for school events, which gets around kind of CRB issues. You can get to remote communities, you can have library networks on it. There's so many different ways that you can use it. One of the ways being that you can reach internationally with your books, which leads me on to the project. At the end of last year, I was working with a US debut author called Rebecca Makkai, whose book, The Borrower, was a novel about a young librarian called Lucy Hull. So obviously wanted to reach libraries, but with a debut author in the US and no budget, we were faced with a bit of a problem in terms of her profile. So we spoke to the reading agency and collaborated on this project, came up with the idea of a UK-wide competition for one library reading group to be twinned with a reading group from the author's local library in the USA via Skype through a traditional author event. So it worked like this. We worked with the reading agency, we promoted across all of the digital platforms and obviously all of the publishers' platforms as well. The library groups were invited to apply for copies of The Borrower. They all applied, and then we sent copies out to libraries around the country, and they entered by reading the book and either one representative of the whole group, and responded by sending a 200-word critique of the book, not all of which were complimentary, which made the judging part a whole lot easier. The winning group was then selected, and the representative from the winning library was introduced to the author's local library in the US. So on the day in Chicago, it very much worked like an author event. Rebecca was present with the group, and they made the connection on Skype with the group in Poole in the UK. You can see here, the brilliant thing about the event was, this is the US library, but on the screen is the UK library explaining a bit about their community, about the group, and they were able to use lots of different visual things that were accessible to them. So the outcome, everyone absolutely loved it. It was quite a novelty for them, and they really enjoyed it as something completely different from what they'd done before. It publicised the book to libraries across the UK, and obviously meant that both the publisher and the reading agency could reach out. It wasn't just about the project itself, could reach out to many more libraries. It made the author accessible to readers on both sides of the Atlantic, which I think is a really important thing. It's a direct-to-reader thing, which I think readers have come to expect now. So to be able to do that across 4,000 miles is a pretty great thing. It generated publicity in the local press as well as online. I think because of the novelty value, in the US and the UK, both of them covered it. And it created a lasting relationship between the libraries. It was kind of a twinning event as well, and the feedback we got from them, both of the libraries were brilliantly engaged, and not only had they really enjoyed the event and were already planning future events together, they also were using it as a skills sharing thing, so that they were able to talk about ideas from different sides of the Atlantic and share those. Oh, okay, you don't get to hear the minuses, that's brilliant. One thing I would say is that it transformed a local event into a global event for everybody just at the touch of a button. Thank you.